2021, 117 admissions. 2022, 97 admissions. 2023, 126 admissions. 2024, 139 admissions. 2025, 173 admissions. These figures indicate a concerning upward trend in recent years, warranting sustained attention and targeted intervention. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regards to the assessment of drug addiction among adolescents, I'm informed that a national study was conducted in 2023 by the Ministry entitled Study on Knowledge, Attitudes and Behavior on HIV, AIDS and Drug Abuse Among Adolescents aged 15 to 17 in Mauritius and Rodrigues. The study, based on a representative sample of 400 school adolescents, revealed the following key findings. Approximately 98% of respondents perceived drug addiction as a significant problem among adolescents. Second finding, cannabis was identified as the most commonly used substance. Third, the study underscored the need for further in-depth and continuous research, particularly in relation to emerging synthetic drugs. In response to these findings and evolving trends, I am further informed that the National Agency for Drug Control is envisaging a comprehensive study entitled Prevalence of Determinants of Synthetic Drug Use Among Secondary School Students in Mauritius. This initiative aims at generating evidence-based data specific to the local context, identifying risk factors and behavioral patterns associated with drug use, and supporting the design of targeted data-driven interventions to address substance abuse among adolescents. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, in parallel, several preventive and intersectoral measures are being implemented and strengthened, including, first, capacity building in schools. Since March 2026, a school leadership training program has been initiated in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, targeting rectors and educators. This program focuses on early identification, prevention strategies, and understanding evolving patterns of drug use among adolescents. Second, recognizing that prevention is most effective at an early age, early childhood intervention programs are being developed to build resilience, life skills, and protective factors before the age of 12. Third and last, multi-sectoral collaboration, enhanced collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and non-governmental organizations are being pursued to promote structured and meaningful activities for young people, promote healthy lifestyles and social engagement, and reduce vulnerability to substance abuse through holistic youth development programs. And in conclusion, the Ministry of Health and Wellness remains fully committed to strengthening surveillance, prevention, early intervention, and rehabilitation strategies to effectively address drug-related health conditions among adolescents. Currently, the Ministry has one residential rehabilitation center for male adolescents at Long Mountain, one for female patients, including adolescents of Beaubassin, and there is one additional rehabilitation center which will become operational in the coming weeks at FLAC. The approach being adopted is comprehensive, evidence-based, and anchored in strong intersectoral collaboration to safeguard the health and future of our youth. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir.
Mr. Rubeneri. Honourable members, the table has been advised that the following PQs have been withdrawn. B739, B770, B767, B777. The Honourable Third Member for Warwick.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. B738.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, allow me to shed some light on the homologation of sports facilities before answering the question. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, only national sport facilities which host international athletics and football competition required homologation from their respective international sport federations. However, the hosting of international competition in respect of other sports discipline, national sport facilities do not need homologation, but they have to comply with the rules established by their respective international sport federation. Mr. Deputy Speaker, hence I'm tabling a list of national sport facilities together with their status. At present, the Côte d'Or Athletics Track and Football Ground are homologated by World Athletics and FIFA respectively. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, as regards Part B of the question, my ministry has sought funds for the upgrading of several sport facilities before homologation is envisaged. That being said, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I wish to highlight that in order for a sport facility to be homologated, there are mandatory requirements that need to be met. If these requirements are being met, homologation of the Jean-Daniel André Stadium is envisaged to host international sports competition. Then the onus to apply for homologation rests with the concerned national sport federation.
Yes, Honorable Member.
Est-ce que l'honorable ministre peut nous dire justement quels sont ces critères pour l'homologation de l'infrastructure dont est mentionné ici, c'est-à-dire le stade de Gondjoua?
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, in order for a sport facility to be homologated, there are mandatory requirements that need to be met. For instance, in the case of football stadium, the requirements include compliance with inter alia, first, administration and documentation. Second, pitch or field of play. Third, technical areas and equipment. Fourth, dressing rooms, team and official facilities. Fifth, match officials, doping and bar, that is video assistant referee, spectators area and seating, safety, security, and emergency services, media, press and broadcast, and lighting, power, and communications.
Okay. B741 has been withdrawn, so I call upon the Honorable Third Member for Flak and Bonacay.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, sir. B742.
Monsieur le Vice-président, actuellement, 3 producteurs indépendants, IPP, à savoir Alteo, Terragène et Omnicane, produisent de l'électricité à partir de la bagasse et du charbon. Omnicane, Saint-Aubin, donc CTDS, dépend exclusivement du charbon pour sa production d'énergie. Au fil des années, on a constaté une nette augmentation de l'utilisation du charbon au détriment de la bagasse, compte tenu de la réduction significative des surfaces cultivées en canne à sucre. Afin de promouvoir la production d'énergie à partir de la bagasse, notamment à partir de la biomasse, notamment la bagasse, les résidus de canne à sucre et la biomasse, wooden chips, c'est ainsi de faciliter la sortie du charbon. Le ministère de l'Agro-Industrie a élaboré un cadre national pour la biomasse. Actuellement, les producteurs indépendants d'électricité, les IPPs, du secteur sucrier, consomment environ 750 000 tonnes de charbon par an. Monsieur le Vice-président, pour remplacer intégralement cette quantité de charbon par la biomasse, il faudrait, selon les estimations, 1500 kilotonnes de biomasse par an. Il est également estimé que la biomasse locale, en particulier les coupeaux de bois, wooden chips, si elles aient été pleinement exploitées, représenteraient environ 20% des besoins en biomasse. Monsieur le Vice-président, afin de mettre en œuvre la politique de sortie progressive du charbon dans le cadre national pour la biomasse, mon ministère a sollicité l'assistance technique du mécanisme africain d'appui juridique MAL, bras juridique de la Banque africaine de développement. Le MAL a désigné Trinity International, cabinet d'avocats international spécialisé dans la structuration d'initiatives similaires en Afrique, et Interland Management, expert en biomasse, comme consultant pour ce projet. Mon ministère a entrepris plusieurs actions, notamment une évaluation de l'état des centrales des producteurs indépendants d'électricité, l'approvisionnement en biomasse locale et importée, et 3, la mise en place d'installations de stockage pour la biomasse importée et des investissements nécessaires à la conversion des équipements existants des IPP pour fonctionner à la biomasse. On parle ici de wooden chips. Par ailleurs, une société à vocation spécifique, Mauritius Biomass Fuel Aggregation Limited, MBFL, a été créée avec les IPPs et la SIC comme actionnaires. Cette société sera responsable de l'approvisionnement en biomasse et de toute gestion logistique liée à la manutention portuaire, au regroupement et au transport de la biomasse locale. Monsieur le vice-président, compte tenu de la disponibilité limitée de la biomasse locale pour remplacer intégralement le charbon, des missions d'études ont été menées en Afrique du Sud, en Namibie, en Eswatini et au Mozambique afin d'évaluer la disponibilité des coupeaux de bois de biomasse présentant les caractéristiques, le volume et les prix souhaités pour Maurice. Il a été confirmé, Monsieur le vice-président, que le marché sud-africain est bien établi en tant que région de production forestière, de transformation et d'exportation des coupeaux de bois à grande échelle. Jusqu'à 1000 kilotonnes de copeaux de bois peuvent être importés durablement depuis des ports de Richard Bay et de Durban. Afin d'évaluer la disponibilité du terminal sucrier, donc on parle ici du Shed 2 de Burke Sugar Terminal, pour le stockage de la biomasse importée, une étude de sécurité et de contamination est en cours. Le rapport est attendu le 25 mai de ce mois-ci. Il est proposé au cours des 2 prochaines années, Monsieur le Vice-président, de remplacer environ 15% du charbon par la biomasse locale et importée. Que 15%. Les producteurs indépendants d'électricité, les IPP, seront tenus de co-combuster, donc de brûler, des coupeaux de bois locaux et importés dans les chaudières existantes, moyennant des travaux de rénovation minimes. À titre expérimental, à moyen et long terme, l'abandon progressif du charbon est envisagé sous réserve de développement d'une filière biomasse locale robuste, d'installation de stockage de la biomasse adéquate et d'autres projets de production d'électricité.
Yes.
The Minister informed the House if his ministry, more precisely the CEV, will use pellet to replace coal in the production of electricity. Thank you.
Monsieur le Vice-président, je dois dire qu'il y a une différence entre le pellet et les coupes de bois, les wooden chips. Hein. À l'île de la Réunion, ils brûlent le pellet. Ils ont les moyens qu'on n'a pas, malheureusement. Les pellets, en brûlant les pellets, l'efficience est bien plus importante, c'est vrai, mais les pellets coûtent peut-être 10 fois plus cher en termes de kilowattheure que les coupes de bois. C'est pour cette raison que nous avons pris la décision d'écarter l'utilisation des pellets. On peut trouver les pellets en Afrique du Sud, en Namibie, oui, mais les pellets coûtent extrêmement cher. Donc l'investissement dans les pellets va coûter extrêmement cher en termes de kilowattheure pour les CEB. C'est pour cette raison que nous sommes partis pour les coupes de bois, wooden chips, qui se trouvent ici à Maurice et en Afrique du Sud. Donc en termes de prix, en termes d'efficience, je pense que le pays gagnera énormément dans cette phasing out du charbon dans les 3 ans à venir, autour de 15%.
Honorable Third Member for Vieux-Grand-Port in Roseville.
Merci, Monsieur le Vice-président. PQB 743, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to part A of the question, I am informed that the newly constructed food court at Roseville has an overall dimension of 47.5 meters by 17.5 meters. The project has been designed to accommodate 2 categories of stallholders. The first category concerns stallholders engaged in cooking food on site and selling directly to the public. For this category, we have 34 stalls have been constructed and each having a dimension of 3.9 meters by 2.2 meters. The second category concerns stallholders involved in the sale of already prepared food and beverages. For this purpose, 36 stalls have been provided, each measuring 1.9 meters by 2.2 meters. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to part B of the question, I'm informed that the food court is situated at an approximated distance of 40 meters from the existing Dr. James Betty David Market Fair at Roseville. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, prior to embarking on the project, the District Council of Grand Port held consultation with stallholders of the food section of the Roseville Market Fair on 28 February 2022. During that meeting, the proposed concept and design of the food court were presented to the stallholders. Subsequently, bids were invited through open national bidding on 30 September 2022 for the extension of the Dr. James Betty David Market Fair to accommodate the food court project. The works commenced in January 2023 and were completed in September 2025 at a total cost of 16.8 million rupees. Following completion of this project, another consultative meeting was held on 23rd April 2026 in the presence of the chairperson and officers of the District Council of Grand Port together with stallholders concerned. Out of 74 stallholders invited, 62 attended the meeting. During discussion, a small number of stallholders raised concern mainly regarding ventilation, ceiling heights, and seating amenities for customers. I am informed that the District Council has already taken note of this observation and is presently undertaking the necessary additional works and adjustment. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I am informed that the food court project was initiated mainly to provide a more organized, safer, and dedicated space for food-related activities, particularly in view of the fact that the existing market fair does not presently hold a valid fire certificate. I am further informed that there are presently 36 stallholders engaged in cooking food on site, whereas 34 cooking stalls have initially been constructed. In this respect, the Council has already identified 2 additional stalls for extension and conversion so as to fully accommodate all concerned stallholders. As regards the stalls for the sales of already prepared food and beverages such as dal puri, biryani, aluda, juice, and salad, there are 36 stalls available for only 20 existing operators. Subsequently, the District Council of Grand Port proposes to conduct an expression of interest exercise for the remaining stalls after completion of all formalities. For the operation of the food court, the District Council is required to obtain both a health clearance from the Ministry of Health and Wellness and a fire certificate from the Mauritius Fire and Rescue Services. Site visits have already been carried out by the relevant authorities, and the Council is presently completing the remaining infrastructural and compliance requirements. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to Part C of the question, I am informed that the food court has been equipped with the necessary basic infrastructure and amenities, including the water supply, electricity supply, lighting facilities, ventilation arrangement, wastewater disposal system, extractor funds for cooking stall, and parking facilities. Provision has also been made for individual electricity supply to each stall following allocation. In addition, 4 wall fans have already been installed, and the Council is proposing the installation of 8 additional ceiling fans in order to further improve ventilation and comfort for both stallholders and members of the public. Ancillary works related to water, electricity, and wastewater disposal are also being analyzed. I'm informed that toilet facilities are not located directly within the food court itself. However, members of the public and stallholders will have access to existing sanitary facilities situated at the Roseville Market Fair and the Roseville Traffic Center, including facilities for men, women, and persons with disabilities. Necessary repairs work to certain facilities are also being attended to. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I am also informed that the draft regulations governing the operation and management of the District Council of Grand Port, Dr. James Betty David Food Court, have already been prepared and vetted by the legal advisor of the Council and are presently being processed for gazetting. The District Council of Grand Port is proposing to render the food court operational as soon as all remaining minor works and a statutory clearance are completed, including the issuance of the fire certificate and health clearance.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, a food court by definition ought to make provisions for seating arrangements for customers to sit and eat. Would the Honourable Minister be able to enlighten the House as to whether this newly built food court is equipped with seating arrangements precisely for customers to sit and eat?
Yes, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. I am informed that the Council has already taken note of concern raised regarding seating arrangement and is examining additional provision within the space, available space, and in the compliance with safety requirements. So this also has been taken note by the Council.
My question was whether the food court, the newly built food court, has seating arrangements for people to sit and eat. And
He said the council is looking into it.
is looking into it. Further question, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, does the Honourable Minister find it normal for a newly built food court not to be equipped with toilet facilities so that, as he said himself, customers have to walk all the way to late Dr. James Bertie David Market Fair to have access to toilet facilities?
Honourable Minister?
I just said, Deputy Speaker, sir, it's only from the main market to the food court, we have only 40 meters. So it's not far. And in fact, the toilet for the disabled one is broken. We are all repairing all these for men, women, and disabled one, and repair it. And even you can use for traffic center toilet, and even the main toilet at the Roseville fairs.
Honourable First Member for Piton-Rivière-du-Rempart.
B744.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I read a Facebook post from the Honourable Prayag of last Saturday afternoon, that is 3 days ago, thanking me and the NTC for the addition of 9 electric buses to operate from the Rivière-du-Rempart depot. From the photo I saw, he even visited the buses at the depot. Deputy Speaker, sir, I have to mention that we could afford to send these 9 new electric buses, which in real terms cost more than 100 million rupees, because they came to us from a fleet of 100 buses evaluated at more than ₹1 billion, generously donated by the Government of India to the Government of Mauritius in 5 batches, the last one of which was delivered on 8 April 2026, last month. Deputy Speaker, sir, I have to mention that even before the final handing over of the e-buses by His Excellency Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister to the Republic of India, on Friday 9 April 2026, a large number of e-buses were already in operation, and the number increased with each passing week to reach 90 buses today out of the 100 electric buses. The spreading out of these buses among the various depots of the NTC are as follows: 21 at Rémy Ollier Depot, 41 from Latour-Kennick Depot, 19 from Forest Side Depot, and 9 from Rivière-du-Rempart Depot, which I just mentioned. These buses are already providing services along 10 routes, which ply from Rémy Ollier Depot, 13 routes from Latour-Kennick Depot, 6 routes from Forest Side Depot, and 4 routes from Rivière-du-Rempart Depot. The deployment of the 10 remaining electric buses will continue under a phased hybrid model combining both diesel and e-buses to ensure optimal service. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to Part A of the question, I am informed that all the 100 e-buses will be fully operational by June 2026, meaning next month. In regard to Part B of the question, I have to point out that the Government of the Republic of India has donated 20 electric chargers along with the 100 e-buses. 2 chargers have already been installed at Rémy Ollier Depot and 7 at Latour-Kennick Depot. 2 additional chargers are currently being installed by the Indian authorities at Latour-Kennick Depot. The installation works are nearing completion and will be most probably be completed this week. I am given to understand that the remaining chargers would be installed at the Forest Side Depot by the end of June 2026, next month. And with this, the operationalization of the 100 electric buses will be completed.
Yes.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Is the Ministry considering to train all staff, mechanical repair staff for different depots to be able to repair these electric buses in their own depots, minor repairs if in case they fall, if they break down?
Yes, I am given to understand that training is ongoing and also capacity building is being done by the Indian side as well.
Thank you. The Honourable Third Member for Flak and Bulakai.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, sir. B745.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I am informed that Mrs. LP joined as the Director of FIU on 4 March 2025. With regard to Part A of the question, the terms and conditions of her appointment are as follows. She draws a monthly salary of 161,100 rupees, a salary compensation of 3,400 rupees, a petrol allowance of 18,415 rupees, and a phone allowance amounting to 1,500 rupees. Second, she uses the car, an organization's car, and the services of a driver of the FIU. Third,